Let's talk real quick about two words that you mentioned that will send a chill down every beginning writer's
Uh-oh.
spine, and that
Sure.
is query letter.
Oh boy.
Because
Uh,
that is opening a can of worms for everybody. It seems like everybody wants something different.
yeah,
Nobody
yeah,
know it's like a resume. Nobody knows what the format is or what people want. What
that's
have
true.
you seen? What have you learned?
Well, going back to this friend of mine who has had like 10 movies produced, he came up with this great formula. I hope I can remember what it is. It's Linda takes coffee with cream. So LTCWC. So L log line. You have to have an effective log line, which is another podcast in itself.
Yeah, that
Uh, the T, the T is the title. Is it a good title? Because we were talking about your story that's already
mm,
changed titles. Is it a is it an effective title? Is it too generic? Is it like search for tomorrow? Like, okay, what's that about? I don't know. That sort of thing. Let's see. LT C comps. What is it comparable to? So like usually it's like this meets that. So I had a Western and I always pitch it. It's like Raiders of the Lost Ark with Unforgiven plus trains. And oh yeah, hey, you'd be surprised how many people really like that. Let's see. Okay, Linda takes coffee. W is for wins. So if you have any contest wins, you can, especially something significant. But if you're still proud of it, feel free to include it because why not? Why not toot your own horn on that one? And the last C is closed. Just get it out of there. Don't go into like I wanted this story to tell. I wanted to talk about the human condition and the effect of radiation on plants or something. I don't know. Um, that
Great.
you
Now we
don't.
have to write that short. Oh,
If
wait a
you want to,
minute. Yeah, that's already been done anyway.
yeah, exactly. But that you want to like we were talking about scenes. Get in and get out. Just like here's my script. Here's the log line. Here's what it's about, and here's what it's two movies that are kind of what it's like. One rule about the comps: don't include box office flops because you don't want to say that $100 million movie that bombed on its first weekend. My script is just like that, and you'd be surprised how many people are not going to say, "Oh, I want to read that."
So you don't think that Waterworld 2 would really sell that well? Is that what you're
No,
telling me?
because, well, see, what broke my heart because I had this Western and then the Lone Ranger came out. That's like 10 years ago
Oh
now.
no.
See, you still remember
Oh
it.
yeah.
And
Yeah.
it was such a bomb that
Yeah.
you can't say it's the Lone Ranger meets, Indiana Jones because people are just going to say Lone Ranger. That was a huge bomb. Why would I want to why would I be possibly interested in that? So
And
you
very
want
few
to
executives would remember Clayton Moore's Lone Ranger anymore.
I
So
really thought you were going to say Clinton Spilsbury. take that.
oh
Take
nice.
that for trivia.
We're
Um,
going deep cut today.
oh yeah, oh yeah. But so you want to use comps that are helpful for your story. So something like from early Marvel, that kind of thing, or it's Star Wars meets Fury Road, that sort of thing. But and so with the contest wins again, even if you don't have any contest wins, don't worry about it because I've actually been hearing a lot more that a lot of execs don't put a lot of weight on contest wins. And even the scripts that we were talking about, even the scripts that have done well in the big contests, that just because it's a good script for a contest doesn't always translate that it would be a good movie. Because I've read some of the nickel winning scripts and scripts that have also done well on the blacklist that the logline just sounds weird. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
I don't understand. Okay, it's an interesting topic. Is it something that I wouldn't want to shell out my, $15-18 for a ticket for? And a lot of times, and even a lot of scripts that are made now, they were nowhere near contests. That it's the writer had this great idea, executed it very well on the page, and they were able to connect with a producer or maybe a manager who was able to help them sell it. And getting back to the query letters, that I highly recommend if you're really serious about being a screenwriter, get a subscription to IMDb Pro. I think it's like $99 a year.
Mm-hmm.
And that gives you access to a lot of contact information for managers and production companies. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind is that a lot of them will not have contact information. They'll have maybe like the address or a PO box for their office. They're not going to have the phone number. They're not going to have email addresses because they don't want to be constantly bombarded with emails from saying, "Hey, I got this script. I want you to read it," because they've got, they've got jobs, they've got clients that they need to work with. So do your homework about who you are sending a query letter to. Someone gave me this great piece of advice. So if you have this script, it's like X meets Y. Go to IMDb Pro, get the list of producers from X and from Y, and see if there's contact information for them. And sometimes you're going to send an email, it's going to bounce back saying no email exists. That person could not be at that company anymore, so they just never updated the IMDb page. And just say, make as part of your query letter that, I saw you were involved in the production of, Pirates of the Caribbean, and I have a story that's very similar in nature, or it's also about pirates, but it's about a female captain, or it's about kids on a ship or whatever. And that the thing is, send it and forget about it. Because if you're just going to sit around waiting for them to get back and say, "Oh, I want to read this," you're going to in for a long wait. Because you can send out like 100 query letters. You might get, if you're really lucky, like 5 who'll say send it. And of those 5, all 5 might say, "Yeah, it's good. It's just not what I'm looking for." You're going to hear that a lot. Or just, "Thanks, but no, we're just not interested at this time, or we're not taking on new clients." But again, you have to be bulletproof about this, that you're going to hear, it's not hear 1,000 no's. You're going to hear maybe 10,000 no's before you get that one yes. So, send it, move on, live your life, leave, step away from the computer, go walk the dog, whatever you have to do.